Alright, this is Caitlin with Christmas Light Contractors, and I'm going to talk about my favorite type of trees to do in this video. For these trees, I'm going to be using C7 LED bulbs. These are Minleon brand warm white or sun warm white, and they are available on ChristmasLightContractors.com. Now I've got two different types of strands here. I have some that are 12-inch spacing and some that are 15-inch spacing. The difference is very small. It would be hard to tell on the tree, but I'm going to make sure that I'm not using the two different spacings on the same tree. Me and my husband Fred have been doing Christmas lights for over 10 years, and when we started we actually used incandescent bulbs. So we have a lot of wiring that was originally made for incandescent bulbs, so that's what this strand actually is. It already has the male and the female plug already on it, and so we just switched out the types of bulbs that we had. The 15-inch spacing are custom cut strands that we made from a spool of C7 wiring. So that's how we got the 15 inches, and we used the male and female vampire plugs to customize the length that we wanted. For these trees, I'm going to be using 12-inch spacing because they are pretty small, and that's one of the reasons that I like them so much, is because I don't have to use a pole. I can reach the top with my hand. Alright, so before I start wrapping these trees, I wanted to run power. So I've got my main extension cord, and it's run from my outlet. And what I did is I just connected it to a 3-way plug to the middle tree, and then I put 2 other extension cords branching out to my other trees. Now, here in Indiana, we're still mowing the lawn, so we've already installed like 50 houses, and what we have to do is we have to run the extension cords while we're installing, and then we wrap them up and put them in the base, usually within the mulch, and then we put it on our schedule to come back in November to plug everything back in. Alright, so we're going to get started. Part of the reason that I like to do these types of trees is because they're so short I can reach the top with my hands and I don't have to use a pole. So before I actually put the lights on, I'm just going to test them out really quick and make sure they work. A lot of times with C7s and C9s, they usually don't burn out. I haven't found that problem, but sometimes they loosen over the year while they're in storage or while you're taking them down. So I'm just going to plug it in real quick and make sure all the bulbs are on. And I'm going to get ready to go. Look good. So I'm going to take the female end and I'm just going to do a little loop. And I'm just going to put it right at the top. Now, since this is such a small tree, I'm just going to be using 12-inch spacing. But the larger the tree, the larger the spacing you can use. And actually it makes it, give it like a random effect, and looks very, very pretty. So just like a mini light, I'm just going to spiral it. And another reason I love using C7s is because it's very forgiving. So with mini lights, you often want a nice, perfect line across, spiraling the tree. But with C7s, just having a little bit of a random effect looks very pretty. Ready for my second strand. I'm just going to plug it in real quick. Look good. Now when I'm doing a run of lights on a tree, I always like to loop the ends together, make a little X and connect them. That just makes sure that the strands stay connected through the season. And this tree, it wouldn't be an issue since it's so short, but when you're taking lights down on a larger tree, sometimes when you're pulling them and they're not connected like this, they could get unplugged and just make it a little bit more difficult to get down. One more strand. Okay, so you can see like one bulb was not on, you just twist it, turned on. So 3 strands was the perfect amount of lights for this tree. I think it came out pretty good. Now this homeowner requested C7s on these trees because he's using a lot of mini lights on bushes and things, so it's just a nice contrast. Normally for pines this small, I would use mini lights, but when we start doing pines that are about 25 feet and higher, the only way that I will do them is with C7 bulbs. All right, now this tree, it only took less than 5 minutes to actually put the lights up. You do have to account for the time that it would take to put the bulbs in the strand, but it was very fast, very easy. But these lights cost significantly more than mini lights, so you have to keep that in mind while you're bidding them out. So you have to figure out your cost of your socket line and your cost of your bulbs and your plugs. So just keep that in mind.